Look back and reflect on your life for a moment. The good days, the bad ones, and the moments that shaped you as a person. All those thoughts flowing at once until they begin to disappear, one at a time. This is Alzheimer's.
She's my mother, and she was a good mother. She was very loving and caring. And, she wasn't a very sociable person. She wasn't someone who was, like a life of the party or anything like that. She was more introvert, and she wasn't always happy. She went through a lot of hard times, and it was hard for her to get over them.
She was diagnosed with dementia in 2013, and just 6 years later, Alzheimer's.
She had been diagnosed with dementia back in 2013, but it was manageable, and you rarely could tell that something was wrong. It was just little things here and there. But she was slowly getting worse and deteriorating. And at the point before she went to the hospital, she was able to be left alone for hours. As long as her food was prepared, she could still do little things.
Although it was once manageable, the pandemic found a way to advance her problems further. On April 9th, 2020, at 3:30 a.m., Marie suffered a double seizure and was rushed to the hospital, where she tested positive for COVID-19 and had to be kept there for days away from her family, alone in a hospital.
Well, you have to understand, April 9, 2020 was in the midst of quarantine and lockdown for COVID. And there were strict hospital restrictions. I couldn't go inside the hospital with her. I got as far as the emergency room. And to be honest, I really wasn't even allowed in the emergency room. I kind of, talked my way in there, and I stayed as long as I possibly could until they kicked me out. I literally had security escort me out of the emergency room.
The most difficult part is when she gets nasty and she gets angry and she'll scratch or punch or kick. That's the hardest part.
Every day is hard. Every day is a struggle. It's a guessing game to try and understand what she's saying and what she's trying to communicate to you. I just miss, being able to call my mom and have a conversation with her. You go to them for advice and you go to them for comfort and support, and I haven't had any of that.
What's one thing you miss the most about her?
I miss having my mother. I miss sharing things with her. And it's painful because when you lose a parent, they die. When a parent has Alzheimer's, they die every day, and you're reliving it every single day. And it's hard.